Alright, this is Isupk Atlanta Camp. This is the Sabbath service. We do this every Saturday between 11 and 12 o'clock. Come to our school, 3353 Glenwood Road, and that's in Decatur, Georgia. And with that, it's going to get started. Imagine. Can y'all come on stage registry?
Paskaya, Banya Howard, Banya Shal.
Paskaya, Banya Howard, Banya Shal.
Yabashim Yashabakata.
Yabashim Yashabakata.
Lord Ashal.
How y'all go down? You know, them say these prayers. But all means rise and face the east.
This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanaw, Bashamayim, Badash, Ayah, Zakah, Yahweh, Malapaka, Laba'ah, Tazayaka, Ayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Ayah, Bashamayim, Badanao, Kam, Kao, Yawam, Basalapanaw, Kabuakinao, Kasalapanaw, Kabuakinao, Bala'ah, Abayanaw, Badasaywan, Abashainaw, Mayan, Wad, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wahata'ala, Wahatapara, La'ayulamium, Aman.
Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father,
which
art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day, our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
This is the prayer for the power in Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Barukusha, Nathanaw, Haka, La Rapa'ah, Ka Matahar, Hamatazariu, Lahakim, Amakim, Haka, Arakawa, Hakama'ala, Garsham, Yahusha,
Prayer for the power in English. Yahweh. Your name Yahusha. Please give us the power. Power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leper. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. Cast them out. In the name Yahusha. Thank you. So be it.
This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Ashiyah, Ayanya, Ahahari, Mayan, Yaba'ah, Azariah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Waratazah, Ayatan, Lamawat, Galka, Al-Yanawam, Hana, Yanawam, Bala'ah, Yaishan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Tamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Ayah, Yamyanka, Yawumam.
Yawamam.
Hashemash.
Hashemash.
Layakaka.
Layakaka.
Wayiraq.
Wayiraq.
Balayla.
Balayla.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Korah.
Korah.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Abdapashka.
Abdapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza what? Salaki. Taza the Aka.
Taza the Aka.
What Aka?
Aka.
Maya.
Maya.
Why I belong? Why I belong?
Why I belong.
Salaki.
Alright, Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth.
Made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
You will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee.
Will not slumber.
Will not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
He that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth Israel.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon the right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Dakarash.
Al-Dakarash.
Al-Dashikwat.
Al-Dashikwat.
Al. Kayahanan.
Kayahanan.
Awabika.
Awabika.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Alaimaka.
Alaimaka.
That's Salaki. Ya'aradam. Salaki. Ya'arad. Ra'ash. Salaki. Ya'arad Yamua.
Yamua.
Salaki. So, Sawadah.
Sawadah.
Wayata.
Wayata.
Ya'aitazawa.
Ya'aitazawa.
Altazabawanyika.
Altazabawanyika.
Amara.
Amara.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakira.
Wanakakira.
Magawa.
Magawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Shem Yashal.
Shem Yashal.
Awada.
Awada.
Aya.
Aya.
Na wa'aitazawa.
Ya'aitazawa.
Aba.
Aba.
Yakagwa.
Yakagwa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakawa.
Yakawa.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Arawam.
Arawam.
Wayashima.
Wayashima.
Alayam.
Alayam.
Mawa'awa.
Mawa'awa.
Gari.
Gari.
Kabal.
Kabal.
Wa'aimawan.
Wa'aimawan.
Wa'aimalak.
Wa'aimalak.
Alashah.
Alashah.
Amyashabya.
Amyashabya.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Amashawar.
Amashawar.
Kalawa.
Kalawa.
Aimar.
Amar.
Ayawa.
Ayawa.
Tawa. Labanya Lawat.
Labanya Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Ashalaham.
Ashalaham.
Amadyam.
Amadyam.
Kasaya Sarah.
Kasaya Sarah.
Kayabyam.
Kayabyam.
Banakar.
Banakar.
The Washwood.
The Washwood.
Nashamagwa.
Yashimagwa.
Bayan Dawar. Salaki. Bayan Dawar.
Bayan Dawar.
Ayawa.
Ayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
Ladama.
Ladama.
Shaitamu.
Shaitamu.
Nada.
Nada.
Yamagwa.
Yamagwa.
Kara.
Kara.
Wakatazaba.
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 Wakatazal.
Wakatazal.
Manad.
Manad.
Kal Nasi Kamwa.
Nasi Kamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amara.
Amara.
Nairash.
Nairash.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Nawab.
Nawab.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Shaitamu.
Shaitamu.
Gagalala.
Gagalala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya Rakar.
Lapanya Rakar.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
The Iwa Ya'ira.
The Iwa Ya'ira.
Wakalabah.
Wakalabah.
Talahat.
Talahat.
Ahayim.
Ahayim.
Kanta Dapma.
Kaya Dapma.
Basa Irika.
Basa Irika.
Wabasa. Wapaka.
Wabasa Wapaka.
The Bala. Salaki. The Bahalam.
Bahalam.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Palawan.
Palawan.
Wayabakwashwa.
Wayabakwashwa.
Suka. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Wayabahalwa.
Wayabahalwa.
Ayai.
Ayai.
Wayakaparwa.
Wayakaparwa.
Wayabagwa.
Wayabagwa.
Wayadaiwa.
Wayadaiwa.
Kayata.
Kayata.
Suka.
Suka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Baka.
Baka.
Alawan.
Alawan.
Alkahal Rakaza.
Alkahal Rakaza.
Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silence on Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence on Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
Be not still.
Be not still.
On Yahweh.
On Yahweh.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
They that hate thee.
And lift up their head.
Lift up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel.
Against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
Consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said.
They have said,
Come, and let us cut them off.
Let us cut them off.
For being a nation.
For being a nation.
That the name of Israel.
The name of Israel.
May be no more remembrance.
May be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together.
But one can say.
One can say.
They confederate against
They
thee.
confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Israelites.
And the Israelites.
And Moab.
Moab.
And Hagarene.
Hagarene.
Gabal.
Gabal.
And Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
And Philistine.
Philistine.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Inhabitants of Tyre.
Assure also is joined with them.
Assure also is joined with
And they
them.
have opened the children of Lot.
They open the children of Lot.
They lie.
They lie.
Do unto them.
Do unto them.
As unto the Midianites.
As to the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
As the brook of
As the
Kishon.
brook of Kishon.
Which Paris and Endor.
Paris and Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the
Make
earth.
the nose like a rat.
Make the nose like a rat.
Like the head.
Like the head.
Yea.
Yea.
All the princes of Ba.
All the princes of Sabbath.
And as a moon.
And as a moon.
Who said.
Who said.
Let us take to
Let us
ourselves.
take to
The
ourselves.
house of Yahweh possession.
The house of Yahweh possession.
Over my power.
Over my power.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As a stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the fire burner for
As the
wood.
fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame set up the mountains on fire.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute
So
them
persecute them.
without tempest.
Without tempest.
And make them afraid.
And make them afraid.
Without storm.
Without storm.
Fill their face with shame.
Fill their face with shame.
That they might seek thy
That they may
name.
seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
And troubled forever.
Trouble forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
Perish.
Perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou.
That thou.
Whose name alone.
Whose name alone.
Is Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
Art the most high.
The Most High.
Of all the earth.
We all heard.
Song. All right, be seated.
Got it.
Where we at?
Numbers 31 and 22.
All right, can you start reading that for me?
Come on. The book of Numbers, chapter 31, verse 22 in the Hebrew. Ak, Af, Ha, Zahab, Wa'af, Wa'af, Ha, Kasab, Af, Ha, Nai, Kar, Saf, Af, Hi by Razal, Af, Hi, Hi Bar Darya, Ya, Af, Hi Haraf, verse 23. Cal Dabar, Ashar, Yabath, Barash, the I by Yah Ra, Baash, Ra, Sahar, by, okay, Slakia, by Maya, Nai, Da, Yai, Dai, Ka, Sa, Wakal, Ashar, Al, Yabath, Slakia, Baash, the I by Yah-Ra, Ba-Mayam, verse 24, Wakal Ba-Ta-Thum, Ba-Gal Da-Yakam, ba yawam. I shall ba ya ayah. Wa sahar wa sahar dum. Wa I car. Wa I car. The boss wa. Ow. Ha ma ka na. Ha. Verse 25. Wa yai Amar Yahweh Al Mashah La Amar, verse 26. Shah Af Rash Maila Kwa Rock Hi Hi Shabia Bath Batham Wa Bai Ba Ma I Da Wa I La I Zar Hakahan Wa Ra Ashya I buy Roth. Hi, I da. Okay, two more verses. Verse 27. Ra kai taza yas. Af. Hi mar la qua rock. Ba yun. Da Pashya Hamai la Ka Ma Ha Ya Taza Az Yum La Taza Baf Wa Ba Yum Ba Yun Cow How I Da. Verse 28. Wa Hai Ramath My Kasa no Kata La Yahweh my eyes I my Shaya Hai my la Kwa Ma Ha Ya Taza As Yum La Tazabath Akad Napash my Kai Mash. So
What's you at?
I'm on 28, like in the middle of 28. Got one more, 29.
Okay. You can.
Hi my eyes Roth. Mon Hi Mon Hi eyes dumb. My where mom Ha Bakwar War Mon Hi Kamai Rayum Warman Ha Taza Up Ha Taza last verse 29.
Okay.
My Mak Taza Yatum Da Kwa Kawa War Nai Da La I Zar Haka'an Dara Wa Moth Yahweh. That's it. The book of Numbers, chapter 31, verse 22. Only the gold and the silver, the brass, the iron, the tin, and the lead. Verse 23. Everything that may abide the fire, ye shall make it go through the fire, and it shall be clean. Neitherless it shall be purified with the water of separation. And all that abide not the fire, ye shall make go through the water.
Okay. We was talking about a little bit last week. So if it's something that can't, like, you know, if you had to wash like this cloth, right? You have to wash it with water, right? It can't abide, which means it can't take fire because it's going to burn up, right? But gold, you know, if you put gold through fire, you know, of course it's not a very strong hot fire, of course. It won't melt it, right? It would just go right through it, and that's how you purify it. All right, keep going.
Verse 24. And ye shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and ye shall be clean, and afterward ye shall come into the camp.
So then after the 7 days, you now are clean. You can now come into the camp. That's why, like Israel, we have like we believe in washing and bathing. You know, heathens, you know, to them it's like holy to be unwashed, to stink.
Right. Salaki, if I may, we got a 7-day rule. Heathens got a 7-second rule.
Exactly. Yeah, they don't care about being funky. So like as long as you think, you know, they think they clean, or if you know they don't feel as funky as they did because they didn't wash up for 7 weeks or whatever, it's still everything's wild with it, right? That's holy. That's where dreadlocks come from. Dreadlocks came from you not washing your hair. And when you're not washing your hair starts to naturally dread. If you just let your hair just go and don't do anything with it, keep it unkept, right? What's your hair naturally going to do? It's going to dreadlock. It's going to lock up, right? Because it's dirt and filth in there, right? That's naturally what's going to happen. Shalom, sis.
Salaki, if I may.
Go ahead.
That's heavy what you're saying, sir, because you always get heathens that want to say to us, "Oh, you guys smell so good." Heathens always complimenting, you know, black, Hispanics, and Native Indians on how good we smell.
Yeah.
They always like do a little touch, a sneak little touch all the time. Yeah, like
sisters know that. They always want to touch sisters' hair.
Yeah.
All of that. Everybody know that. They want to act like they in petting zoo. Heard it all before, right? But it's just that they're not used to cleanliness. When the settlers came over here, right? They noted how clean all of the natives were. That was put on record. They knew how clean they were. They said that they were trying to call them savages, savage beasts, and all of this, right? But the only savage person is our president.
Right.
As the only person that's savage out here, right? All right, keep reading.
Verse 25. And the Moses spake unto Moses, saying, verse 26, take the sum of the prey that was taken, both a man and a beast. Thou and Eleazar the priest, and the chief fathers of the congregation.
So he got all of the prey that was taken, right? All of the food they took, and Eleazar grabbed it all up, right? Keep going.
Verse 27. And divide the prey into 2 parts, between them that took the war upon them who went out to battle, and between all the congregation.
See, that's a heavy point right there. You see how even the oppressors, see how they treat their military?
Right.
Think about that, right? Now, you got people missing their arms and legs, can't walk, you know what I'm saying? Just all jacked up, right? Gone in their mind, right? And you go to the VA hospital, how long was the wait there? 2 years?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just so they could draw blood 2 years, just to go there. But here we take care of our people that go into battle, right? They gave them half of what the sum was that was there, and gave the rest of the congregation. But see, here in America, what happens? All of the spoils of war goes to the people up top in the power, who have the power, and the people that actually went to battle get the crumbs, right? They get absolutely nothing, right? Oh yeah, you get a flag if you die.
Right.
You see that?
21 gun salute.
Yeah, that's what you get when you die. Yeah, I'm sure you just heard, right? If I believe so, and you get a flag. Cause they gave it to my uncle when he passed. They folded up. They gotta go do this thing. They fold up this flag and they go like I did it before I was in a military program when I was younger. So you had to go fold up this flag and then it come into a little perfect triangle and you give it to them, and that's the memorial of your loved one dying. That's all you get. Meanwhile, how rich did the people in power get when we went over the war in Afghanistan and Iraq and all of that, right? How rich did they get? How rich did Bush get? Getting that oil, right? How rich did all his homies get? But the people over there, what they don't get nothing. They can't even, I think they cut out VA loans. But they cut down on everything. So, but that's all. That's the best you can get. Is a VA as a loan.
Right.
That you got to pay back. That's the best you can get is a VA loan. All right, keep going.
Verse 28. And levy a tribute unto the Lord of the men of war, which went out to battle, one soul of 500, both of the persons, and of the beeves, and of the asses, and of the sheep. Verse 29. Take it of their half, and give it unto Eleazar the priest, for a heave offering of the Lord.
Alright. That's where you stop there, right?
Come.
Alright, read the next seven.
Come. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 31, verse 30 in Hebrew. Why my kai taza'at Banya Yasha'Allah Da Kwak Akkad Isaac Mon my Hi Kamashyam Man Hi Akatyam No I Dum Bon Hi Bakwar Man Hi Kwamai Rayam Waman Hi Taza'an Macau Habai my Ha ba Hama Wa na ta Taf Atam La Lawanyam Sha Marya Ma Shama Rough My Shakan Lahau. Verse 31. Wa Ya Aisha Masha Wa I La'al Azar Hakahan Kal Ashar Kal Ashar Tazaroth Lahau Af Mashah. Verse 32. Wa Ya Haya Ha Ma Lakwa Rock Ra Dar Ha Ha Bazar, Ashar, Bazar, Zawar, Ha Tazabath, Tazaan, Shasha, Mash, Roth, Allah, Washa, Washabayim. Hey, Washabayim. Okay. No. Allah. Wakai Mashaf. I La Panyam. Verse 33. Wa Bakwar. Shah Nayam. Wa Shabayim. Allah. Verse 34. Why? Looks like Wa Kwa Maryam. Akkad. Wa Shalashim. Allah. Verse 35. Wa Napash. Adam. Man. Na. That's lucky. Hi. Na. Shayam. Ashar. Al. Ya. Died what? My. Shakab. Zakar. Kal. Napash. Shananyam. Washalashiam. Alap. Verse 36. Wa da'aya. Ha ma ka tazaha. Ka lakwa. Hi ya taza'ath yum. By tazabath. Ha ha tanar. Ha tazaan. Shalash. My Iwath. Alap. Washalashim alap. Wa shab the I la payam. Wa kamash. My Iroth. Last verse 37. Wa ya haya. Ha ma kata. La Yahweh. Man. Ha Tazan. Shasha. Ha. That's like my. Daroth. Kamash. Wa Shabadyam.
Okay, great job. Amen. Salakia, just to the point you were making before, about how America and all the other militaries of the world treat their soldiers. It's horrible. I have family that is currently in the military. I got family in the Marines. I have family in the Army, and they think everything is all good. As a matter of fact, I know a brother he now lives in Utah. He's a Levite, not in the truth, but he got honorably discharged for having mental issues due to the military. So now he's been diagnosed with some mental depression and other things that go a little deeper than that. And he still likes to praise them. He's so Christian. He likes to say, well, if it wasn't for the military, I wouldn't be getting my whole life paid for. I don't have to work. but you got to struggle with this demon. You know what I'm saying? You're constantly struggling with this demon. So is the trade-off really worth it? It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. You know what I'm saying? But you look at King Solomon. King Solomon treated his military so well that when the Queen of Sheba came and thought that the guard was King Solomon, he was rocking that much gold and just looking fresh to death. And she thought, I think it was the Queen of Sheba, thought it was King Solomon. You know what I'm saying? That's just your point, sir.
That's really heavy what you're bringing out too, because like, you know, they don't get nothing after they serve after that. Like my mother and my father served, right, in their so-called military. They don't have anything. Like if you don't pick the right MOS, which is like the right job, you can't even take that back to the you can't even take that back into the real world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then like they try to sucker you in and say you come in and get your school, but I'm gonna tell you something. If it's some type of war they want you to work, they don't give a good damn about your school.
Right.
So you think you going there to I'm going to get school and get education, right? Let something break, let something pop off. The people that was there when 9/11 happened, right? You think they was trying to go to school. We was in peacetime, right?
Right.
What happened? Gone. They give a damn about what they was trying to study or nothing. What you trying to do comes second to that. But it's like, why would you want to serve in that military when you get nothing? You get a rattled body, rattled mind, and you come serve in the Lord's military right here, and you don't have none of that. You actually get fixed here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We had brothers and sisters that had what's the word I'm trying to use? Mental issues or whatever the case is. We've had people that had all of that, and they came here and gotten fixed.
PTSD, right? Sir?
PTSD, all of that. They came here and got fixed, right? Because we actually do what our oppressors refuse to do. We actually come to heal people. They don't want to heal. They just want more power and more money and more whatever they want. That's what they want. They want the lust of the earth. That's what they want. So, all right.
All right, Salaki, if I may.
Go ahead.
With the PTSD, as being a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you don't even have to go to the military to suffer from PTSD. Just look at the situations we in every day, day to day. You know what I'm saying? You in our neighborhoods, even outside our neighborhoods, in the heathens' neighborhood, we got PTSD. What happens as soon as them lights flash behind you? You gripping the steering wheel, 10 and 2. You know what I'm saying? You making sure your seatbelt's on. You making sure, okay, I don't have anything showing that they might mistake it as a gun, you know, or a weapon, or you check your speed. You start sweating. That's PTSD. You know what I'm saying? And our children know this, because as soon as your children start driving, they pick this up as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's passed down. It's PTSD. It's from our environment. So you don't even have to be in the military if you're black, Hispanic, and Native Indian to experience PTSD.
Good.
We all experience it.
Good.
You know, and if you forget that you are black, Hispanic, Native Indian and don't think you experience PTSD, ask Whoopi Goldberg. Ask Whoopi. You know what I'm saying? She just got canceled, that cancel culture, right?
I think I even got an email from change.org talking about to go vote to get her taken off the View.
Damn.
I got an email, like a random email said, change.org, get Whoopi off the View because she said it wasn't about race or whatever. I'm looking like, so, like, the thing that's crazy is that why do you care that much? But that's the thing. See, that's the thing. If she was talking about black people, and she said slavery wasn't about race, what would happen? It don't even matter who it was. He said none of this would happen like this. But now, because it's talking about a fake Jew, they all in their feelings. We say anything about the Holocaust to them. You just say Holocaust, they get you canceled.
Right.
Right? But then, here's the thing. This is the thing that's always funny to me. When it comes to them, they use your slavery to come onto their side. So they say, well, we suffer like you did.
Right.
So you should try to fight for our cause.
Right.
Right? But then if you just say one thing about them, it don't have to be nothing even supposed to be offensive. Like Nick Cannon, what did Nick Cannon say? He said the real Jews were black people. That's it. And they put and this was a year ago. He said this before they started trying to cancel him. So that shows you really in power and who the devil on earth is.
So like you said, I was also going to say another thing that they do is they say we were your allies during the civil rights movement.
They was on both sides.
No sloppy. Yo, that man, it was heavy because Steve Harvey said, I don't give a damn about slavery. And slavery was about race. One race of people enslaving another race of people.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I don't give a damn about slavery. He's one of the people who answers one slave. Guess what? He got him a new job at Family Feud.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, damn.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And all she was saying is that it was two groups of white people enslaving another people. So they said it wasn't about race in that term.
Right.
That's what she was trying to say. But they trying to cancel. She didn't say nothing offensive. That's what they were. They two sets of white people. Or it's like you trying to do YouTube thing. But two sets of oppressors, of Caucasoids, that was oppressing each other. That's all she said. So she said in her term, it wasn't about race.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what, Salaki, if I may, what make it so heavy is she thinks she wanted them anyway. Her last name is Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks she wanted them anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's the let the slave know, get your black behind back on the plantation.
Exactly. And
Sealy.
And don't let that fool you. They were on both sides of everything. They brokered the slave trade.
Right.
All of those, they were the ones that did the insurances. Like you get like insurance, right? Life insurance and all of that.
Right.
The insurance that they have came from slavery. That's how they backed it. So they know that they will always, because you know whenever you have like an underwriter that underwrites a policy, they underwrite it through your slave labor. And that was by the fake Jews today. Same people. So they were on both sides of it. So yeah, they would go and try to say, yeah, we get free, Negroes get free. But then they was also in the back end, and they think about what they doing now. They like they started pushing for all of the music for us to change in the 90s.
Right.
Remember, rap music used to be like fight the power type of stuff, right? It was uplifting. But then in 90s they started coming out with the gangster rap because they wanted that because now the only way they can put you in prison now, make you be a slave, is put you in prison.
Right.
So they started wanting to put you right from where they say the school to prison pipeline.
Right.
So they started doing that. So and that was done by fake Jews.
Right.
So they try to say that we were with you during that. You were on both sides like you've always been. That's like when I brought out when they was in the Khazarian Empire. They was on both sides. They was fighting along. Some was fighting with the Muslims. Some was fighting with the Christians. They have always done that. So both sides act like they supposed to like them. You know what I'm saying? All right, we gotta get back on the topic. Go ahead.
Verse 30.
Yeah, go ahead and read that.
Book of Numbers, chapter 31, verse 30.
Uh-huh.
And the children of Israel have, thou shalt take one portion of 50 of the persons of the beeves, of the asses, of the flocks.
Salaki.
Uh-huh.
Like if I may, with the persons. So talking about the conquered persons of the the Midianites.
I believe so.
The conquered persons of the Midianites, which would be used as slaves.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and these will be the females. These will be the females because they want to kill the females that haven't seen a man because they didn't want to worry. Because we just wiping out a nation. That's how you destroy a nation.
Uh-huh.
You get rid of all the males because we know that the seed is carried throughout the male. So here, when it says the persons of the persons, it is the females and adults and female children that were as slaves. And if a female had known a man, she was murdered. She was killed.
Yep.
I don't say murdered, it's like she was killed. Okay, same with all the young boys, the baby boys, the men, and the Christian church don't tell you about this.
Nope.
And also the beeves are beef raised for food, cattle raised for food.
Uh-huh.
All right, so when it says beeves, that's what it is. It's food. Okay, that's cows raised for food. Salaki, go ahead.
of all manner of beasts, and give unto them the Levites, which kept the charge of the tabernacles of the Lord. Verse 31. And Moses and Eleazar the priest did as the Lord commanded Moses. Verse 32.
So even the Levites got their share. The priests got their share. They had their slaves. They had their beasts, their animals as well. Go ahead.
Verse 32. And the booty being the rest of the prey which the men of war was 500,000 sheep.
It's a lot of sheep.
Yep, that's the booty. That's where it comes from. Let's talk about the goods you get from war.
Right.
That's why they even said about women. That's the booty.
Right.
You get them goods from war.
Spoils of war.
Spoils of war. Yep.
You know, and that's heavy. That many sheep let you know they didn't just go conquer a small group of people. No. This was no small town. See how many sheep they have here? Even the people, the amount of people they were able to conquer after killing all the men and the boys.
And the women that knew men.
And the women that knew men, come. There was so many. This was like conquering a whole state.
Yep.
A country. You know what I'm saying? It's like it. Go ahead.
Verse 33. And 12,000 beeves. Verse 34. And 1,000 asses.
We all know what asses are.
Yep. Mm-hmm. 3 That's what?
60.
60,000, right?
Yeah,
61,000 donkeys. Yep.
Verse 35. And 2,000 persons, and all of women that had not known man by lying with them.
And just like we said earlier, because you don't want to take the chance. If a woman had lied with a man, she might be pregnant. Yep. And she might be carrying a boy. So you got to go.
Yep. And that's what's going to happen to our oppressor too. You're going to take all, you're going to get rid of all of them. They're going to be sold off as slaves. So, all right. Keep going.
Verse 36. And the half which was the portion of them that went out to war was in number 300,000 and 30,000 and 500 sheep.
Boy, numbers keep getting larger.
Verse 37. And the Lord's tribute of the sheep was 615.
All right, so go ahead and we got about 9 more minutes or so.
9 more minutes.
Yeah, I might go ahead and read it in English, but
come on. The book of Numbers, chapter 31, verse 39. And the asses were 30,500, of which the Lord's tribute was 61.
Go ahead.
Verse 40. And the persons were 16,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 32 persons.
That's just telling you, all the people, and the persons were 16,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 32 persons. All right, 16,000. That's a lot of people. Mm-hmm. That's an arena full of people. That is an arena full of people. Like I think it's maybe half of the seating in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You imagine that's after you done knocked off the men and the children, some of the children, the male children, and the women that's on the men. That's not a small number. Now these are slaves who can't reproduce. So this is the last generation of that nation. What you have there is the last generation of that nation. There would be no more. And that's what the Lord speaks about with these heathens, with the oppressor. He said it's going to be the last generation. Look at the book of Obadiah. Gives you the breakdown on that. They won't teach you that in church either. They don't ever, I ain't never heard about it. I didn't go to church much anyway. But I ain't hear anything about the book of Obadiah. I didn't know the book of Obadiah existed until I came into the UPK.
So like, I remember one time I was talking to, I think it was my mother, and she said the book of Obadiah, she said that's talking about somebody with a like a high and mighty spirit. Like it's not talking about a nation of people.
Well, I know a nation of people who got a high and mighty spirit. So high and mighty that they make themselves out to be Yahushua,
Exactly.
make themselves out to be God, the Most High, make themselves out to be the prophets when it goes totally against what's in the scripture. You can't be more high and mighty than that. So high that you're going to fall into that pit. You know what I'm saying? Set your nest above the stars. So like you keep reading.
Okay. Verse 41. And Moses gave the tribute which the Lord heaved offering unto Eleazar the priest.
And we all remember what a heave offering is. When you heave something, right?
Unto Eleazar the priest, as the Lord commanded Moses. Verse 42. And of the children of Israel's half which Moses divided from the men that warred.
And there you go. The men that warred get their portion as well, as we spoke of, as also spoke of earlier. The men that war get their portion as well. And another thing, the U.S. military considers themselves to be far beyond the other nations' military. Well, a lot of the other nations do not allow a woman to serve. You know what I'm saying? But it's looked so great upon here in the U.S. military for women to serve, and they love having black women in there serving. And then if you look at all the horror stories of women serving, they got sisters that go missing. They got sisters that are getting raped out there. And if you in the Navy, you on a ship, they're raping people and throwing them overboard, going missing on the ship. You know what I'm saying? It's not a place for women. It's not. You know what I'm saying? I know women equal rights, they want to get on. Oh, it's a place for women. But look at all the stuff that's happening to our sisters. I'm not worried about these other women. Look at all the stuff that's happening to our sisters. Even in the police force. I knew sisters getting harassed being cops. Go ahead, sis.
I was just gonna add, when I was in, they wanted me to be a gunner so bad, but I could not physically pull the. I don't know if you know if you see it on TV where they got the gun and they drive through the convoy.
On the turret.
Concert. And I physically could not pull it, and they were upset about that. But I just thankful that, because I feel like they were setting me up to get killed in Iraq because I could physically not pull it.
Right.
They don't care, like they don't care about black people going because you a slave.
Right. You're expendable.
Yeah, exactly. You a slave. So they wanted you like, well, what's better for a black woman? And we don't care about them nowhere, right? Only put you on the damn gunner.
Right.
Where you getting like when you up like that high, you the first person.
First target. They shooting down low off top of buildings, taking you out.
Yep. And then like I seen it all on movies. Like they'll come in, they'll be hiding behind the wall. Soon as like you come ride through, boom.
Throw a grenade up there with you.
Bodies just fall down off the gunner. Get somebody else up there.
Right. Right. You know, so.
But he got all this technology and you can't even protect the gunner.
Right.
Just think about that for a second. You got drones that you can destroy a country. Right here, looking at your phone. And you can't make it so that you can stop the bullets from coming for the person that has the gunner.
Right.
Just think about that for a second. That's how they don't care about our people. Because you the slaves anyway. That's why they love for black people to get into the military. Because you going to fight just as hard as the monkeys, you know. These oppressors. You're going to fight just like you're going to fight just as hard as these oppressors, and you expendable, right? And they don't have to give you that much. I think like if they kill you, would they give you like
you can't, Purple Heart won't do nothing. You know, just like he said, we fight hard. We even go harder because we feel like we got something to prove to them. But when you come back, you still just a nigga. Go ahead. You had something to say, sir?
I was just like, I was going to answer his question. I think if you do die, you get like $250,000. I think that's when I was saying that.
$250,000. Okay, so I think that's what a small life insurance policy, because you can get $1 million policy on somebody here right now. You know, and so and it's not expensive to do so. So you could take a policy out on anybody, but it's like you. Let's see. Go ahead and read one more verse, Papa. Sure.
Common conscience, verse 43. Now the half that pertained unto the congregation was 300,000 and 30,000 and 7,000 and 500 sheep.
All right.
Is that what you ended up?
Common Numbers 31:43.
All right, move it right down the board. All right, everybody wrap it up. All right, Imagine.
Law, y'all show.
Paul done. You raise face to east. Let's see these prayers.
This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanaw,
Abanaw,
Bashamayim,
Bashamayim,
Badash,
Badash,
Ayah, Shakah, Yahweh, Lakwa, Dabaa, Ratazak, Ayah, Asha, Ratazak, Kawa, Ayah, Bashamayim, the Dananawa, the Come, Cow, the Wong, Wasalakwanao, the Wapyanao, Kasalakwanao, the Wapyanao, the Bayano, Banasai One, I was shy now. Mayan, Right, Kaya, Aka, Malakwa, Wahala Allah, Watapara, the Ilulamyam, Aman.
All right, Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father,
which
art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. On earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. All right, so be seated. Do the security knock.
These are Isupk security announcements. We the Isupk start at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for a new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come to the school, they are limited for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to set themselves of the world. If they need transportation, a teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. In the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. My Ishra, that means 10 in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free all for priests, not mandatory. what's our might like to give? Next Holy Convocation is going to be this Monday. The Feast of Purim. The opening of Feast of Purim going to start from Monday to Tuesday sundown. And again, we know Monday the 14th is going to be the harbor holiday of Valentine's Day. So if you ain't here in the building at 3353 Glenwood Road, hey, I think you celebrate Valentine's Day.
Right.
You receiving a gift in them hearts, a box of candy or something. You ain't here with the Lord. So remind Akim Awakim to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pant, headband, or scarf. And one thing you should do, you better GPS his address, you use Google Maps or Waze or any GPS you use. The address is 3353 Glenwood Road, Decatur, Georgia. With that, Ben Israel Martin. Give one curse salute to teachers here, Ben Israel. Amida Sabbath, Amida, Rock. Y'all Bashem Yahshua Brakatham.
Y'all Bashem Yahshua Brakatham.
What I just said to you in Hebrew, may the Most High, in the name of Christ, bless you. Y'all, you're on the top, me hands down. Sister, stand. Amida, you stand. Sorry, you turn. Give a one curse salute to the sisters, Ben Israel, Amida Sabbath, Amida, Rock. Yahweh Shema Alatham B'Hashem Yahushai.
Yahweh Shema Alatham B'Hashem Yahushai.
What I just said to you, may the Most High watch over you. In the name of Christ, y'all in them top class of this.
Wow,